Hi guys, Coach Valerie here, hashtag Pajama Gym, with a level 2 workout for you. This is going to be a leg day, so our big emphasis here is completely lower body work. You're just going to need one weight. I just got my little 5-pounder. The weight really doesn't matter as far as like being heavy or light. It's just kind of there to give you a little bit of resistance. And we're only going to use it once, and that's kind of towards the end. So just have it to the side. You can have a kettlebell, you can have 1 or 2 dumbbells. It's totally up to you. We're going to start out first with a nice leg-centric warm-up, and then take a little hydration break, and then go right into our sets. There's no time here per se. We're just going to be doing long sets with legs. So kind of keep that in mind and try to move at your own pace. So to start, we're just going to begin with some leg swings and some pendulum swings, which you may need a wall or possibly a chair or something to hold on to depending on your balance. Otherwise, these are going to be some great opportunities to work on your balance. So for our warm-up, we're starting with leg swings. So I'm going to start the clock for us. So this is simply one leg forward and back. That's it. My big emphasis here is keeping my chest at sternum in that upright. I always want to pay attention to my midline stabilization. That midline runs parallel with the spine, all the way up the body and all the way down. So just stand tall. And of course, those arms and legs are always moving opposite arm, opposite leg. And it's really important to have wide and big arm movements here. This helps stabilize their shoulders. We talk a lot about stabilizing the shoulders in the next 50 videos. So here I can keep them parallel and up with the earth. And I do have a little bit of a dorsal flexion there on that front leg. Not really big or crazy, just kind of there. All right there, go ahead and shake that out a little bit. And let's go ahead and start that other leg. Here we go. Again, this is just all about standing up tall. So focus on that sternum, which is the midline. Really, my trunk is not moving, that big rectangle from hips to shoulders. What I'm trying to move is my arms and my legs around my trunk. Deep choo-choo breathing here for me. Whoop, trying to look at the clock. That's right, these videos are raw and real. I'm not editing out those mistakes. Just like we're hanging out together, this is happening in real time. Woo, right there, shake that out a little bit. All right, now we got the pendulum swing, which is a forward and back movement. So this is left and right. So I'm going to take my right leg out here to the side. And this is kind of like a ski jump because my hands are going to be on this other side. So I'm simply going to go back and forth across the front of my body. Notice again that opposite arm, opposite leg movement. Keep that chest up. Again, if you need, a wall for this, lay up against the wall, get that leg moving. Try to get that leg up as high as you can. Otherwise, these are great balancing exercises. Choo-choo breath really helps to establish a rhythm in the body. Woo. Take that out. Get that IT band woke up this morning. That leg out the other side, hands. Here we go. Sometimes I do balancing exercise like this. I'll end up bouncing all around the room. I'll even spin around in circles sometimes, and that's fine. The thing is, I mean, it looks funny, but I'm staying on one leg, so I'm still balancing. Doesn't matter if you bob around a little bit. Try to stay on that one leg. Every time I look at that clock, that's that big line of sight. You know, you find something to look at and stare at it. Hold your vision in place. And right there. Woo. Shake that out, shake that out. I'm in that nice high knee march here. Let me reset that clock for us. So this is just a high knee with those hands. Those hands are always coming up and down. This is a great abdominal bracing exercise. So use this as your inhale, and as you exhale, really push that navel back into that spine. Squeeze that abdominal wall. Here we go. Big inhale. And tight abs. Nice sagittal plane. Abdominal work. Inhale, X. Inhale, X. Remember, you can only truly effectively crunch on that exhale. You're pushing the air out, and then you squeeze the abdominal muscles at the same time, doubling the effort of the squeeze. All right, right there. We're just going to jog that out. Yes, nice and easy. Remember, the knees are always soft. I'm up there on the balls of my feet. Very soft movement, not slamming down. Get that big, beautiful range of motion. So one hand's always touching that rib cage. Those shoulders push back, arms are close to the body. Nice 2-2 breath, good joggers or runner's breath. Steady breathing. About 10 seconds, and we'll go right into a jumping jack. Right here. And as always, jack is not a wide jump, guys. It's a little tiny jump, just a little bit wider than basic stance, which means just a little bit wider than that hip. Hands should be touching on the top of the head. Knees are soft, always knees bent. So never straighten out here. Make that nice 2-2 breath again. Yeah, about 15 seconds, we're doing a skater. There'll be a left and a right skater. Remember, skaters are both that IT band and that adductor, so that's that outer thigh and inner thigh, the two very important muscles for the legs. Whew, right there. Here we go, skate. One side, up, and the other side, up. Keep that chest and chin facing the front. Try not to twist here. So my rectangle, shoulders and hips are always facing the front. Also, too, this back leg is always going out lateral. It's not going diagonal. It's not going back behind me. It's not a reverse lunge. This is a lateral step. The front shin, of course, always vertical. So don't hyperextend it. Don't push that knee over the top of those midfoot. Next 50, protect those knees. Always step out for the skater. Don't just, complacently take a tiny step, step wide. Step wide. It's that inner thigh. Woo. Right there. We got toe touchers. As always, it's a nice dorsal flexion. So I'm pushing my heel forward off the floor and curling those toes back towards me. It doesn't matter. I mean, I can get really high if I want to. I don't even have to touch my toes. I just need to straighten out that leg. What you're trying to experience here is that hamstring, back of that leg. That's why that front foot is straight. Big arms again. Now stabilize those shoulders. I always do these before I run. I do forward and back leg swings, pendulum swings, just like we started. I always do toe touchers as I'm walking towards the path. Whew. Right there, shake that out. Now I got butt kickers and elbows, another nice adductor here, so open up those legs. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna be pulling my heel to my same hip. So I'm not crossing over. Also too, have a little tiny arch in my back. And that's gonna be important. We're gonna do that several times. So pull back, really wake up that lumbar, that lumbar curve. Elbows are up there at shoulder level. So to my kick, hip to heel. I'm also trying to, pull those elbows back as close as I can get them across my upper back. And notice again, I'm stepping out to the side. I'm not just waddling side to side. I'm actually reach and reach. I'm going to bring this in right here, a little ski jump. Legs work together in a ski jump. This is not a jog. I'm up on my tippy toes again. Those knees are bent. Again, elbows are up at their shoulder level. And I'm just twisting. It's an easy movement. I'm not slamming. It's very soft. It's going to be the last exercise for our warm-up. So we're almost there. 15 more seconds. And right there. Woo. Shake that out. Keep moving. Hydrate. Take a drink right now. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. All right, again, you want to have your kind of one way, whatever it is, kettlebell, dumbbells, whichever. It doesn't have to be heavy, it just needs to have it, but it's going to be more towards the end again. And these sets are not for time, they're not really for repetitions, and they started for time. But these are long sets, so we're going to be doing these exercises for upwards of 2 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and reset that clock. All right, so a few pointers first. Basic stance. Basic stance basically means I'm putting my heel inside my arch, and then I kind of pivot out. So if you put my foot, you can put my foot size or my shoe distance right there. I'm going to grab my moccasin here. This should fit right there, my foot size. The tops of my feet are directly here, right in front or above my hips. This is a basic stance position. This position you want to be in for a lot of your lunging positions. When you do lunge, you do not cross the legs over. You're not walking on a tightrope here. You keep this basic stance position, so when you step back, you still have that gap or that opening, and this allows balance from the hips. When you step back, you always come back to basic stance. So with that said, we're going to be doing some clock lunges here. So I'm going to start with my first leg. I'm going to go 12, 1, 2, 3 is a lateral, 4, 5, straight back, 6. Then we're going to start on the other leg. So start that clock, basic stance position, 12 o'clock on the right. Make sure you got that vertical shin. Push it back, basic stance. 1 o'clock, and back. 2 o'clock, and back. I keep coming back to that basic stance. 3 o'clock's a lateral, push it way back, bring it back in. 4 o'clock's behind me, basic stance. 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock is straight back, but once again, I'm not staggering my feet. I still have that opening back there. We'll start back on the left of the top. 12 o'clock, push it back. 11, push it back. 10, watch that hyperextension. 9 o'clock is that lateral. 8, 7, back to 6, and back to the front leg again. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to the other leg. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. One more rotation. Here we go. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 12. 11. Don't forget that basic stance. 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. Woo. Shake it out, shake it out. All right, next up we have a squat pivot. So you want to be in a wider than squat stance. Remember, squat stance is always wider than your hips. Those toes should be pointing outwards, but I want to be a little bit wider because I'm actually going to be squatting and pivoting. So if you look up here for a second, I'll be squatting down. I'm going to come up and I'm going to pivot. I'm going to arch that back again, just like we did in the warm-up. So I don't want to necessarily be straight up. If it's better for you to be straight because your back to be straight up, if you can lean that back a little bit, really pull on those abs. Inhale down, exhale to the side. So this is a deep stretching movement, and the biggest thing is those wide legs again. Not too wide, but not too narrow, because you need to have that rotational movement for those knees and ankles, protect those joints. So here we go, comfortable stance. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Hold that down, 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 down. Exhale. Notice that back foot is always pivoting, so those toes are pointing the same direction as my eyes. Inhale, long, drop it down, drop it down. Inhale, deep squat. Inhale. Squat. So it's not just a pivot, that squat's very important. Get low, get low. And as always, keep that vertical shin. Do not hyperextend those knees. Be very mindful. So you always see my hashtag next 50 mindfulness. Be aware of what your body is doing. Be aware of where your breath is at. Move deliberately, next 50. Going on a minute and a half here, stay with me. Almost there. This should be the last one. Once you come back to that squat and lift that up. Woo! Bring that back in, shake that out. I gotta blow my nose here. We got alternating reverse lunges. So we're gonna come back to that basic stance like we talked about earlier. So I got that heel side of that arch, I'm pivoting out. Tops of those feet are right beneath those hip bones. I'm alternating right, alternating left, and whenever I come back, my feet are automatically gonna be in that basic stance position. So I'm gonna get that hip stability and hip strength. So here we go. Stand tall, step back, open up that stance, step back. So if I'm stepping back, once again, my feet are not staggered one behind the other. I've got that wide stance. This foot, this right leg's behind that right hip, this left leg's right there in front of that right hip. Come back, basic stance. So do not cross over, do not step the feet in. Keep that distance between the feet at all times. So we'll get that balance from. And with balance comes core stability. Inhale. Keep working those arms. Keep trying to pull them up over the top of the head. Work those shoulders at the same time and working those hips. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Once again, we're not talking about speed here. Speed is not important here. Getting that deep stretch, getting that big range of motion, work on that technique and breathing, that's what's important. Minute and a half. Keep that basic stance. Always pulling that chest back, working that upper arm mobility, shoulders. Always trying to get that arm and ear, usually it's not side by side, then further back. Range of motion. Looks like we got one more lunge here. Right there. Shake it out, no dragging. We're still on the clock here. All right, we got split lunges. So the split lunge is going to be just a lunge hold. Again, you're in that basic stance position. Even when you step back, do not cross your feet over. Make sure you have that gap. This one knee is going to be your active knee. So let me go ahead and start our clock. So I'm up here in my nice basic stance. That right leg's going to go straight back behind that right hip. I'm going to stand up tall. And I'm just going to drop and lift this knee. That's it. I'm not leaning forward. I'm sitting up nice and tall, head, heart, and hips. I'll just drop the heel and push off. Drop the heel and push off. You don't have to touch the floor. You want to touch the floor, touch the floor. Again, exhale down, inhale up. I never quite straighten out this front leg. It's always got like that little tiny bend in it. That way both of my legs stay perfectly engaged the entire time. Focus on your breathing. All right, listen careful. We're going to step and balance, which means I'm going to step forward, one leg only. I'm going to balance. Let it go, shake it out. Whew. All right, guys, reset that clock again. Other leg, this is 1 minute per leg. Start it up, here we go. Leg goes back, get in that beautiful, perfect position. Stand up tall, down and up. It's always good to have the arms like akimbo, which means on the hips. You can also cross them over here. It's not good to have them hanging because then we have a tendency to slump. So we keep those arms engaged, we're keeping those shoulders at nice, beautiful parallel. Again, it's all about that trunk stability, that rectangular stability. About 10 seconds here, next 50. Last one. Step and balance. Here we go. Stand up tall from the sternum. Inhale. Step. Balance. Hold it. Let go. Shake it out. Good job. Whew. All right. Hey, just turn the page. All right, so we got lateral lunges. We got 1 minute per side, and then we're simply going to automatically switch to the other side. So we're always going to start in that nice open position. Make sure you got lots of room out there to your left and to your right. So we start that clock. Here we go. Out. Push it back. Heavy in the heels. Drop it down. Stretch it out. And pull it back up. Here we go. Remember, if you can always get that balance, go for the balance. You need to put your toe down, put your toe down. No shame in your game. Stir them up. I'm always lifting my sternum straight up on that midline. Pull it up. Pull it up. Focus on that chest. 10 seconds. We're simply going to switch to the other side. Don't get to cogitate. Just going to make it happen. There it is. Bring it back in, other side. Push it back. It's really easy to hyperextend that knee here, so you always have to push it back so the toes come floating off the floor. So I'm heavy in my heels, heavy in my hips. So I'm working that one-legged squat with that beautiful adductor stretch. Then pull up on that midline, get that balance. Anatomy and physiology is your friend, next 50. Knowing how the body works and moves will help keep you injury-free. Exercises to make us stronger, to help us heal, should never hurt. Sure, it should be intense, should be a little bit uncomfortable outside of that comfort zone. Last one. Woo! Shake that out. No drink, we're good. All right, here comes that weight. So this is just a lunge hold. I'm just going to be holding my lunge. So again, back that nice, beautiful basic stance position. Feet are securely beneath those hips. I'll take my right leg back. Make sure that that right foot stays behind the right hip. It does not cross over to the left. I'm standing up tall here. I'm going to lean down as far as I can, putting my chest on that thigh. I'm going to cross that ball and up. So down and up. That's it. Inhale down, exhale up. Another little balance technique here for you, next 50, is on this front foot. My foot is not completely pointed forward, it's slightly canted. It helps me maintain my balance. Then, of course, focusing on that midline. So center of my chest is always like right there on the inside of that knee. That's my midline. You'll often hear me too, I'll say navel on the inside of that knee. All right, right here, we have a step and balance. Here we go, big inhale. Balance, balance, balance. Woo. Let it go, shake it out, yeah. I'll throw the clock down this time so I can see it. All right, basic stance. Get that other leg back. Cant that front foot if you need to. Make sure that left foot is right behind the left hip. Stand up tall. Here's the clock. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Try to get as low as you can. You can't get down very low. If your low is right here, that's fine. No shame in your game. But notice too, that back is nice and flat, not rounding. As always, level 2 and level 1. You're looking straight ahead. I don't need to be looking at my foot. I need to be looking 6 to 8 feet in front of me. Again, keeping that midline there, inside of that knee. We have about 15 seconds. Yay. Last one right here. And we got to step in balance. A little bit. Let it go. Shake it out. All right. Last one, guys. We have alternating front lunges with this weight and that overhead. So again, you can have one kettlebell, you can have 2 dumbbells, 1 dumbbell, you can have a body bar, doesn't matter. What matters is you're in that basic stance position, feet beneath, and you keep that when you reset. These hands stay here, they're not bent. They're in that full upright, arms and ears are side by side. All right, go ahead and start that clock. This is gonna be it, guys. So forward, vertical shin, step back, reset those legs, push back, I'm still in that basic stance, forward. Pay attention, keep pushing those arms straight up. Don't let those arms get lazy. Even if you don't have any weight, keep those arms in that upright position. Keep stepping way out there to make sure you're not hyperextending that knee. Push it back. All right, that's 1 minute in. We're keep on keeping on. On level 2. I know you got this. I'm not as old as some of you, and I am older than some of you, but I'm right here with you 100% next 50. This is what active aging looks like. This is what successful aging looks like. Last one right here. Woo! Bring that back in. Shake that out. Oh. Take a drink. Keep moving. We got recovery coming up. Slow that breathing down. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And have a little sip here. Got coffee and chocolate milk. Nice the cafe mocha. Woo. All right, it's gonna stop that clock. Don't need it anymore. All right, so we're gonna do a quad stretch. This is definitely a balancing position. So if you need a wall or something to hold on to, go for it. But the biggest thing here always is technique. So I'm gonna focus first on the midline. I want to stand up straight. Make sure that sternum is in that upright position. I'm going to reach back this, my right hand will grab on that right leg. I'm going to pull my knees together. This is very important. I'm still standing up straight. So the knee is not forward, it's not out to the side, it's not way back. I simply have my knees together. If you can't quite touch that foot, then reach back there like you can grab onto that leg. So you want to pull that heel and that hip as close together as possible. And certainly, again, this is midline stabilization. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Focus on that sternum, standing up straight. Your midline starts here at the top of your head, right between the eyebrows, that third eye, all the way down to that, right in the middle of that collarbone, the sternum, the xiphoid process, pubic bone, between the knees, and then right there between the arches of the feet. Let that go. Woo, shake that out. Anytime you're on the midline, you're balanced. When you're off that midline, you're off balance. So here we go, stand up tall. Grab that leg. Pull those knees in. Focus on the midline. Inhale deeply. In yoga, we always place the hands here, which is not a prayer position, but it's actually, again, it's a midline reminder. My hand is right there on that midline. Inhale deeply. Knees together, guys. Come on. You don't necessarily have to touch, but again, you do not want that other knee forward or out to the side or way back. And I don't have to touch my foot, but I do need to pull that heel as close to that hip as possible. And right there. Woo, shake that out. I got a little calf stretch coming up here. Now, this is very important. So my feet are here. I'm going to slide my right foot forward so that my right heel is in line with my left toes. I'm not taking a step. I'm not going anyplace. I'm simply going to slide that one foot gently forward. So my feet are really close, and I still have that step. A lot of people will slide the foot forward and they'll cross it in. You'll lose your balance. Don't do that. Keep that hip distance. Slide that right foot forward so my right heel is in line with my left toe. Then I'm simply going to sit back, little pistol squat. So that means that my left leg is bent. I got a straight right leg. This heel's on the ground. Those toes are pulled back. This should be a tight leg. Watch this vertical. Do not hyperextend here. Push those hips back. Keep that chest up for balance. You have the hands here. You can have them down as long as you're watching that vertical chin. Totally up to you. Deep breaths. And bring that back up. Woo, shake that out. Same thing on the side. Again, basic stance. Slide that left foot forward so I'm not going to heel the toe alignment, but I still have my basic stance. Inhale deeply, lift up. Exhale, sit back. Push back. Heavy in the heels, heavy in the hips all the time. That nice, beautiful vertical shin. Protect those knees. Deep breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Keep curling that toe back towards you. Again, I can be holding on to a wall, a chair, whatever. Keep that sternum up for that balance. Once you hunch down, you start losing. It's kind of like a Jenga tower. Everything starts falling apart. And right there. Woo! Shake it out, shake it out. All right, open up those legs a little bit. Give me some nice deep sighs right here. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale. Deep sigh, really relax. Deep oxygenation, relax the body. So as always, if you want to repeat this routine, stop at recovery. Stop at that quad stretch. Stop there. Take a break, 60 seconds. Rewind this entire video and start at the warm-up again. You can do this step 2 times, 3 times. It's totally up to you. With that said, as always, I am truly, truly blessed to have you guys in my life. Thank you for joining me. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay whole next 50.